Hi everyone, this is Aaron for Zollotech, and we're going to take a closer look at the HTC Thunderbolt. The Thunderbolt is quite a nice phone. I just turned it on here. Let's first talk about the outside. I did a follow-up before. I want to do another follow-up just to give you a couple different thoughts. It doesn't feel too big or heavy after you use it for a while, and while it is large, let me go ahead and show you compared to an iPhone 4. That's about lined up right, so you can see it does stick out quite a bit. Thickness-wise, it is a little bit thicker, but it definitely feels built well and maybe a little bit more substantial in the hand. The phone itself, like I said, built well, does not squeak. That's one thing I hate about these phones with removable backs, is the backs actually squeak, they creak, and that sort of thing. This one seems to be built well enough that it does not creak. This stand has held up pretty well. It does have a little bit of play in it, but it's nothing that I would worry about. It's very well made, seems to hold up pretty well. The overall build basically is what you see is what you get, and it seems to hold up well. Now obviously I haven't used it for any extended period of time to give you a real world use on it, but that's what it is. So it is 1:48 in the morning, a frigid 25 degrees. Yes, I record these really early in the morning, but I just thought I'd show you what we have. This is your standard Android Froyo with HTC Sense on it. We've got some updates, a voicemail, which I don't know why since it's not my phone, but whatever. New mentions on Twitter, so that's nice. Let's go ahead and open that up. Now I am on 3G. Unfortunately, where I live, I don't have 4G. I actually have to drive to the next city over to do that, and I will be doing that fairly soon actually, but I wanted to show you the phone anyway, give you a little closer up look at it and maybe a better overview of the phone itself. So the phone, like I said, is really nice. It has a very nice look to it. It feels hefty, good in the hand. Battery life is something people have been mentioning a lot, and I'm thinking that the problem with battery is not when you're on 3G. I'm thinking it's when you're on 4G. Someone made a comment for that, and I appreciate that because I wasn't actually thinking about it since I don't have 4G near me, like I said. The 3G battery life seems to be the same as any other Android phone I've used. It'll get you through a full day for the most part. And one thing that's interesting to note on this is, even though this is similar to the HD2 or the HD7 Windows Phone 7 phone, the battery in it is a larger milliamp hour size. The one in the HD7 is fairly small. I think it's 1150 or 1200 if I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong or put that in the comments below. I'd appreciate that. This is a 1500 milliamp hour battery, which gives much better battery life. So I don't know that it's going to be bad for you unless you're in a 4G area. I'll have to see that once I get into that area, but I thought I'd bring that up. There is a couple annoyances I find with this phone, or really just one, other than anything you can kind of see. There isn't really anything annoying. The camera's fantastic, as you may have seen. The one thing I do find annoying is when I turn it on or put it to sleep, I've actually turned this on a few times, and while holding this down, I actually bump this volume rocker, and I go into the mode, whereas if you were going to reset your phone with kind of the boot ROM screen, I don't know the exact name for that screen, but it's basically the screen you would use if you wanted to root your phone. Or you can do a couple other things in that screen. It will boot to it, and now you have to get out of it, and it may be confusing to some users. That's just trying to hold it like this. This volume button seems very sensitive. I don't know if it's just this particular handset, but it definitely feels more sensitive than the others I've used. And maybe that's just how I'm holding it, but it just seems to happen even on this side too. It must be where my hands rest, but that does happen. Other than that, there isn't a whole lot negative I can say about this phone. I'm going to do a full review after I check it out in a 4G area. I don't want to give you a real review until I do that, because speeds should be pretty good at that point. Now, the phone itself, though, I think is pretty good. Although I'm not a user of Android myself as far as a regular user. A lot of people ask me that. I actually use iOS. I find myself going back to that because I listen to a lot of music and I like the experience with iTunes. You may or may not agree with that, but for me it seems to work, and I like Windows Phone 7 for the same reason with the Zune Pass and the Zune player. There are some great music players, and maybe I'm mistaken, so I'd like to hear from you. I know I don't reach out to you guys enough in the audience, or the viewers or whatever, subscribers I appreciate. I'd like to hear what you think as far as maybe I'm missing out here, because on the Zoom tablet there's actually a really nice music player. On the Thunderbolt, or Android in general, I don't care for the built-in music player. It just isn't the same as, let's go into music, it's just not the same as something, and I don't have any on here, but I don't even try because I'm not a big fan of it, on Android. Maybe there's an application you know of because you're an avid Android user. Please let me know, because if I can, if you could change my mind with that, this is great for podcasts, and I listen to a lot of podcasts. So with Google's Listen, that's a fantastic app. And with that, I'm just wondering maybe if there's a better music application. I don't mean a Rhapsody or Mog or one of those things. I mean an actual application that makes it like an iTunes experience or its own unique, better experience as far as that goes, or the iPod experience. So if you have anything, let me know in the comments below, please. Other than that, please, with this video, just let me know if there's something you want to know that you can't find anywhere else with the Thunderbolt. So far, I've given you basically what I know about it and how it's performed for me, but I do want to know what you want to know specifically. I showed you the camera. If you haven't seen that video, check it out, because it does show what this camera is really capable of, and it's pretty impressive. Anyway, at this point, I'm just about rambling, so if you haven't commented, please let me know what you think. If you haven't subscribed, hit subscribe, thumbs up, like. I appreciate it. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.